would you do if work was optional? Would you continue your 9 to 5? Would you take the plunge and start your own business? Or would you sit and relax at the beach all day? Believe it or not, these questions aren't only for the super wealthy. Hi, I'm Mark.
And I'm Jackie.
And welcome to The Journey to Fi.
Today we're going to talk about what it means to be financially independent and the extremely simple math to achieve it for yourself.
Financial independence is about breaking the paradigm of 9 to 5 work until you reach 65. It's about introducing a whole new level of choice into your life. Do you love your 9 to 5 work? That's awesome. Keep at it. But financial independence means working because you choose to work, not because you're relying on a paycheck.
But how is this possible? Becoming financially independent doesn't take nearly as much money saved as you may think. The amount of money saved needed is actually dependent on your annual expenses.
So to explain how much you need to reach financial independence, first we have to go back in time. The year is 1998, and 3 professors at the Trinity University are trying to answer a question. How much can someone withdraw from their retirement portfolio every year without running out of money over a 30-year time period?
To do this, they looked at the average stock and bond market returns over every 30-year period from 1926 to 1995. For example, 1926 to 1956, 1927 to 1957, and so on.
And what they found was really groundbreaking at the time. They saw that you could withdraw 4% of your portfolio every year for 30 years and never run out of money. All you had to do was be at least 75% invested in stocks. In fact, the more heavily weighted your portfolio was to bonds, the worse it performed.
So to put some of these numbers in context, if you have a $1 million portfolio that's mostly invested in stocks, you could withdraw 4% of that, or $40,000 each year. And in 30 years, there's a good chance you'd end up with more than the $1 million you started with.
That's because the stock market, on average, returns about 8% after inflation every year. So if you're withdrawing 4%, on average, your stock portfolio will grow more than it shrinks. This means that if you can comfortably live off of $40,000 this year, and then a little bit more than that every year thereafter to account for inflation, then you can be financially independent with a $1 million portfolio.
And that's what we meant by saying that financial independence is completely based off your annual expenses. So if you spend about $20,000 a year, you only need about $500,000 to be financially independent. But if you spend around $100,000 a year, you're going to need $2.5 million to be considered financially independent. Take a look to see how much you would need to be financially independent.
This idea that you can withdraw 4% of your portfolio indefinitely was later termed the 4% rule, or 4% rule of thumb, because it's not perfect. It relies on historical stock data, and it does not have a 100% success rate. But it's an amazing place to start to see how much you would need to stop relying on a 9 to 5 paycheck.
So the next question is, how long will it take you to reach financial independence?
And the interesting thing is, the answer completely depends on your savings rate. This table was created by one of the more prominent members of the financial independence community, Mr. Money Mustache. It tells you exactly how long you'll need to work in order to achieve financial independence based on what percentage of income you're able to save.
According to the table, if you save 5% of your income, it'll take you 66 years to reach financial independence. But if you save 50% of your income, it'll take you only 17 years.
A 50% savings rate is definitely easier said than done. But many people pursuing financial independence have been able to get there even with below 6-figure incomes. It just takes a whole new level of mindfulness when it comes to spending and savings habits.
And if at this point you're ready to close out of the video because this all sounds way too ridiculous, just wait. There's a lot more to financial independence than just hitting a target net worth.
Yep. In fact, there's multiple stages of financial independence that you can meet in a much quicker time frame. And that will keep you motivated. It definitely does for us. First, there's debt freedom.
Then there's FU money.
Then there's Coast-Fi.
Then there's Lean-Fi.
And finally, full-on financial independence. So let's go over what these mean. First, debt freedom. For anyone looking to take back control of their financial lives, this is the perfect place to start. Mortgages aside, eliminating all credit card and student loan debt can get you back to broke, a massive accomplishment in itself.
Second, FU money. Affectionately and somewhat crudely named, FU money refers to the savings necessary to remove yourself from a bad situation, like quitting a toxic work environment or to give yourself the confidence needed to pursue a passion. The actual dollar amount here varies from person to person. It's whatever amount you need to feel comfortable prioritizing your physical and emotional well-being.
Next, there's Coast-Fi. Coast-Fi means that you have enough saved so that if you were to not save another dime, you would be all set to retire at traditional retirement age. For example, say you have $40,000 in annual expenses. In this case, your fine number is $1 million. If you're 35 years old, you would need only $99,377 invested today in order to hit $1 million with 8% annual growth by age 65. That's right, less than $100,000. That's the power of compounding interest.
Fourth is LeanFi. At this point, you've officially achieved financial independence. Congratulations! But really, you're only covering your bare minimum expenses. For instance, say you cut every luxury out of your life and are only left with $20,000 of annual costs. Like we mentioned earlier, you would only need to have about $500,000 saved to be financially independent. Definitely something to be tremendously proud of, but most people don't stop here.
And number 5, financial independence. This is when you have enough money saved to cover all of your annual expenses, including eating out, traveling, and other things you enjoy. So, whether you're trying to get to stage 1, 2, or 5, there's always a new goal on the horizon.
And remember, financial independence doesn't necessarily mean retiring early and sitting on a beach all day, unless that's what you want to do.
Instead, it means taking back control of your life and no longer relying on a paycheck. Once you reach financial independence, you can continue working at your 9-to-5 job, you can devote your time to a side project, you could spend time with your local charities, or you can sit on the beach sipping pina coladas. The point is, it's up to you.
We hope you enjoyed this video. If so, subscribe to our channel, tap the like button, and leave us a comment below on your thoughts on financial independence. Is this something you thought about before, or is this the first time hearing of it?
We look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned.